At the Richmond International Raceway, NASCAR on TNT with the Autolite Fram 250. Jimmy Spencer is your leader, coming up in the back of the 22nd place car to put him a lap down. Scott Wimmer.
You know, at Darlington last week, I got on to Scott for telling us that his brakes had failed, and when in fact he had brakes. But Scott Wimmer never said that. Greg Biffle assumed he didn't have any brakes. He told us that, and I put words in Scott Wimmer's mouth. He never said he didn't have brakes, and he obviously did, as we showed you.
What he doesn't have this week is $2,500 he had a week ago.
Yeah.
That's what he got fined for that post-checkered flag altercation at Darlington that we showed you earlier in our broadcast. Wimmer driving for Bill Davis, 22nd place, about to go one lap down. Joe Nemechek has been overtaken by the leader and put a lap down. Michael Waltrip, a lap down. Mark McFarland has been put a lap down. Hank Parker Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Mike McLaughlin, Mark Green subbing for Larry Foyt. All these guys overtaken by Jimmy Spencer.
I'm just thinking, is that tax deductible when you pay a fine?
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
I can write that off.
I don't think NASCAR is considered a charitable organization by the IRS. Do you?
I'd have to argue that.
That's the cost of doing business. $2,500. That was an absolute cost of doing business. Oh, yeah, we had some contact between the 02 and the 59, and Jay Sauter still has a good race car. Unfortunately, he's many, many laps down, like 87.
But he is back on the track, soldiering on for those valuable championship points. Could not possibly be a more frustrating feeling in the world to be a race driver than be out on the track 87 laps down and still feel like you got a good race car.
And he does. There's no doubt that he does have a good race car. But we see the damage to the 43 car of Jay Sauter on the left side, where Greg Biffle got in the back of him, coming off turn 2. Early in the race.
Yeah, it was back at lap 18. Let's go back and check on that little skirmish between Ryan Newman in the 02 and Rich Bickle a minute ago in the 59.
Now the 02 just went in there and slid up the track into the 59, and 59 didn't appreciate that too much, so gave a little tap.
And Bickle there on pit road. Dave?
And Rich's last radio communication was, I can't believe we can't go any further on fuel based on races earlier this year. But they decided they had better bring it in right now. They're going to change 4 tires and pull the left front fender out as he's had some damage there. Otherwise, Butch Lamoureux, the crew chief, told me the car has gone from tight to neutral. It's a great car and a decent stop for Rich Bickle.
Spent 114 laps since he stopped.
Did you see those sparks fly when he took off the right rear? Must have been a lug nut laying on the ground that he ran over and spun.
I saw that earlier off somebody.
Low air pressure, catching the rim on the ground?
No, I think that it's lug nuts that they've taken off that's laying on the ground that the tires pick up and spin across the racetrack, and shows the sparks.
Kenny Wallace is on pit road getting service under the green flag.
I don't know, BP. Sprague caught his tires on fire last night doing a burnout, so
that
might be something that he has to.
That's true.
Talking about Jack Sprague, winner of the NASCAR. Oh, the leader is into a lap car.
That would be Mike Wallace.
No caution, and he hasn't lost the lead yet.
I guarantee you, Jimmy's not very happy about that.
I'd say a lap car. Mike Wallace is actually the last one on the lead lap in 18th spot.
There's small flare.
And with some pretty, we see the right front tire on Jimmy Spencer's car. He made some pretty good contact with Mike Wallace. When you tell these guys really rub hard, it was all the lettering leaves the tires. And we can see how black that is as compared to the right rear.
And I'll guarantee you, that one car wants to get to that 4 car real bad right now, and he won't be as patient.
Yeah, we can see that the brakes are a little hotter, a little redder right now than they've been all night long on the 1 car.
Well, Mike's got to try and stay on the lead lap. Let's go back and take a look at it. Let's decide who is the over-aggressive party here, shall we?
Well, the 1 car looks like he went up the track, BP.
Yeah, he just got in the corner and tried to pull a slide job, but Mike did not come down, and the 1 car, Spencer, slid up and hit him.
Jeff Green on pit road. Dave?
And Jeff Green now comes slowly down pit lane. While Jimmy Spencer and Mike Wallace were having that altercation on the track, they were trying to decide whether or not to come in because they were at their fuel window. Jeff says the car is loose off the corners and he's lost all front grip. And they're going to make air pressure adjustments to try to fix that for him. Jeff gives up third place on the racetrack under green flag conditions to go a lap down and make that change.
Greg Biffle is also on pit lane. There's Biffle. Dave?
And Greg Biffle is in now. The 60 car reporting from Greg that he is a little tight off the corner. They're going to go, and now they are going to get penalized. Held for speeding will be Greg Biffle after recovering so well from their problems earlier. Now they're going to have to wait on pit road. They're really having trouble with the right front tire now, though. And they will hold him. When they finish their stop, the official starts the 15-second penalty, and he will wait. And Biffle wants to go, but he can't go until the official says, and now he waves him by.
And folks, Greg, you're guilty. Watch this as he comes down pit road. He almost...
Well, that was a lap before.
That was a lap before. So how much time did he lose trying to make this pit stop? Because when he finally did get down, he was speeding. That cost him 15. Watch as he comes down pit road. That's the same incident just a moment ago where he missed pit road.
And then compounding the whole thing, as Dave was explaining, they don't start the 15-second penalty till you're done with the work on the car. And they had a lug nut missing on the right side. Penalty doesn't start till you get around and replace that. Then you start the 15-second penalty for speeding. Right now, it has left Biffle 2 laps down in 30th place.
Okay, here we go.
5,000.
Okay, we see right there when he gets to this point of pit road.
Second, right up here, buddy. Keep your foot on the brake, all right? Lay one down, guys. Lay one down here. Right here, buddy.
And he reminded him to keep his foot on the brake, because if you don't, when the tire changers start to put the tire on there, back on the hub, and if it rotates, you've messed up your timing. You've messed up the pit stop.
Ron Hornaday's in, Dave.
And he leaves now a great pit stop. He gave up third position to make that stop. He was a little bit tight getting into the corner. They adjusted that with air pressure. And this is the 7th race together. They feel this is their lucky night. Matt?
Jason Keller, the 4th place car, hits pit road. Chad Smith, Peanut, jumps on that jack, races up to 57. A chassis adjustment for the 57, and he's down the way.
The leader, Spencer. 2nd place, Kenseth. Neither have pitted. Then you've got Kevin Grubb has moved up into 3rd now after a couple of guys in front of him have pitted, but also he's passed a couple of cars lately. There goes Mark Green behind the wall.
Larry Foyt decided to put Mark Green in the car this weekend after his accident last week at the Darlington Raceway. A little too sore to compete here this weekend.
Larry's got some pulled muscles in his legs and lower extremities, so he decided after qualifying yesterday that he was not in shape enough to drive this week. Mark Green has been working with that team as a coach to Larry Foyt. Jeff Burton hasn't stopped yet, and he might get lapped before he does. Jimmy Spencer's right up on him. He and Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26th, Burton in 11th, Hamilton Jr. in 12th. Trouble, turn 4. Biffle and Jay Sauter. Payback? Possibly.
And Jeff Burton went to go into the pits. He had committed himself down underneath the yellow line, and that yellow came out. And he didn't go down pit lane, but by the time he sped back up, he went down a lap.
Back at lap 18, Jay Sauter got bumped from behind by Greg Biffle and crashed in turn number 2. It put Sauter behind the wall for 87 laps, getting repairs. Now the two have tangled again. And it may have finished both of their nights.
Yeah, but see, Biffle was trying to move the Granger Ford. It would not move. And
here we go.
He's hot.
Yes, he is. This is going to get interesting. And that's going to get expensive.
That's going to be expensive.
Could be another one of those long lines outside that big office trailer in the garage by the end of this evening, don't you think? Leaders on pit road, Marty.
Spencer is here, a little too free getting into the corner. They put a half pound in the right front, a half pound out of the right rear. That should tighten him up. He led 192 laps here in May. Looks like he's on his way to another win here right now, and they have a little problem on the pit stop to Matt Yoakum.
2 rounds in the right rear for Ryan Newman and also 4 tires, but he did make contact trying to enter his pit box with a 66 car, Jeffrey Bedine. The 0-2 of Newman's finally down and away.
After the exchange of pit stops, running order going to be jumbled up a little bit. Now let's go back to this story. Let's show you the first one that happened back at lap number 18 off of turn number 2.
No, that's the wreck right then. That's the crash then that Biffle is so upset about. And it's obviously that the 43 car, Jay Sauter, decided that he wanted to crash the 60 car. That's what just happened. And here, watch this.
Yeah, he just turns right into Biffle.
Yep.
I mean, that's a classic payback.
Now let's go to the one at lap 18 that started it all earlier tonight.
All right, well, here's when Biffle got in the back of the 43 car. And that's what started it. So, I mean, who's right and who's wrong? I mean, I can see where Jay'd be mad.
I'm not sure we want to hear that radio right now.
You know, but that's the thing. All these guys, you know, when you get in a race car, you're not a pushover. You got there for a reason. And if a guy's going to take you out or going to rough you up, you're going to get him back. I mean, that's what you're there for. You're not there to get run over.
But Wally, one of these days, someone is going to be hurt, and racing as we know it is over when that happens.
You're absolutely right, BP. But then somebody should have made a call.
Do you want to be the guy that ruins racing forever?
No. But somebody should have made a call on the first takeout over in turn 2.
And penalize the 60 car for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, the line at the principal's office is going to be long tonight, and you can bet somebody's wallet's going to be lighter coming this week.